Hello and welcome to the channel. I did not want to make this video, but it seems that Ubisoft tries to do something very shady behind our backs. Some days ago, a friend of mine sent me this link from The Gamer with news about Ubisoft and what they want to do. As you can see in this title, you won't be able to play Assassin's Creed 3 Brotherhood and Liberation DLC from September. I read this article and I was like, okay, let's look at other sources for this information. And I searched on Google and YouTube and nobody was talking about this. So I was like, maybe it's not real, I hope it's not real, but it turns out to be real and I'll show you the proof. First, let's read a bit of the article and then I'm gonna explain to you why and how I know this is true. Ubisoft is shutting down the servers for many of its games in September, including Assassin's Creed 3, Brotherhood and Liberation, like in the title, as well as cutting off any multiplayer component. This will also make it impossible to access their DLC even if you have purchased and downloaded them before this date. This comes as Ubisoft pulls support from 15 of its older titles, freeing up resources to better support its latest releases. And you can see with a line beneath it, Far Cry 3, which is one of the best games that they ever made. So let's jump a bit and see more of the article. Closing the online services for so blah blah blah. The wording in the section that discusses the effects on the game's DLC suggests that not only players will be unable to download them, but they also won't be about to play them. The installation and access to downloadable content, expansions they mean, will be unavailable. This is likely because you won't be able to link your Ubisoft account to the games, potentially making it impossible to prove that you own the DLC. It's worth noting that in the case of Far Cry 3, Assassin's Creed 3, their remastered editions will still be available to play as normal. This includes their DLC. Online services are only getting pulled from their initial releases, meaning their content won't be lost to time. So for the games that don't have a semi-remaster edition, that content will be lost. Or they will just remaster, in quotes, the games and sell it to you again, because that's the only way you will be able to experience the full game. Below is the full list of all the games that are being decommissioned from September. Anno 2070, Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed 3, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, Assassin's Creed Liberation HD, Assassin's Creed Revelations, Driver San Francisco, Far Cry 3, Ghost Recon Future Soldier, Prince of Persia, or Prince of Persia, The Forgotten Sands, Rayman Legends, Silent Hunter 5, Space Junkies, Splinter Cell Blacklist, and Zombie U. Most of these games are in my Steam or Ubisoft library, so most of these games will be affected by that. But as I said, I did not trust this article because I couldn't find another source. So I went to Twitter and I asked Ubisoft. And I'm gonna blur most of the things here, but just to prove a point, normally when I'm talking to Ubisoft, they answer in the same day or maybe the second day. I'm saying that because this time they answered very slow. As you can see here, I asked something here, they answered the second day. Here I asked something again, and in 2 hours they answered. And again here, as you can see. But when I asked them about this very interesting move, this is what they said. So I asked them, so I read the article, and what it means from now is that those season passes that you buy don't matter anymore. They can just decommission them. So I asked angrily, hello friends, there is an article from The Gamer that states that you will discontinue older games from your store and that we will not be able to play them, I wanted to say them there, or the DLCs. Is this real? It doesn't seem legal to take the games I bought away from me. Please clarify, because your older games are the best, and taking them away will destroy your company in many ways. Answer truthfully, please. And I asked that Sunday. Sunday was on 3 of July. and now it's 6th of July. So that means that they had to ask above for the answer or wait for an approval to answer me. And they answered. They said, "Hey there, thank you for getting back to us. Indeed, that is correct. Online services for some older games, as well as their respective DLCs, will be decommissioned. With regards to DLCs and ULCs, which is unlockable content, DLCs will be discontinued for the specified game titles. However, for unlockable content, it will no longer be available on PC. And for unlockable content on console, it may remain available, unless you reset your saved game files. For the specific game titles, you can refer to this link. Furthermore, we do understand your sentiments with regards to this matter. However, closing the online services for some older games allows us to focus on our resources on delivering great experiences for players who are playing newer or more popular titles. The decision to close the online services for a title is always taken with the consideration of our player base, including the level of interest they still have in the game. And then they said, don't hesitate to get back to us if you have any other concern. Ubifixer. And I had other concerns. And I asked, if you decommission single player DLCs and we cannot play them anymore, if we want to play the games as they were intended, should we pirate them? They will probably answer this, but they will say, no, please don't pirate our games. But I'm saying that if they're taking those DLCs and ULCs away from us, and we cannot play the game as we could until now, if there is no other way to play the full game, do whatever you want. I don't know. I paid for the game, I paid for the DLCs, I paid for the unlockable content, I paid for the season pass. If you take that away from me, first, I don't know if that is legal. Second, Ubisoft goes deeper and deeper into shit, and I am ashamed of what they have become. Because I have very old games like the original Age of Empires, Red Alert 2, just games from the 2000s that are still downloadable, single player games like these ones. I mean, they had their online thingy, because Ubisoft likes to add the online thingy to anything, and now the online store to anything. I know old games that are still playable and downloadable. So I don't know what resources you take away by just letting a server on from where we can download the DLCs and the games. I don't know which part of the games they will decommission. I don't know which DLCs, but it's not good. People will hate them even more. And by doing this, already from playing Valhalla and streaming Valhalla and seeing all the bugs and the problems, I kinda gave up on Ubisoft, but now I just hope they stop existing as a company, because nah, the best games you had are the old ones and you want to chop them up. We don't like your new games. They're pretty bad and boring. They're stretched out and you only sell skins on them. It's like making a Counter-Strike game only to sell the skins and taking away the dust too, and the good maps. Things like that. I don't know. Making a boring game mode for it or something. That's all I wanted to tell you. Stop buying the Ubisoft games, stop buying the DLCs, stop buying the skins, and stop buying the season passes. Because in 10 years from now, the game you like now will be decommissioned. You may still play it, but the DLCs, I don't know. So yeah, I did not see many people talk about this. I want to put my opinion up there. I want more people to talk about this. Maybe some will fall for the politically correct wording they have, but I'm not falling for it. I don't know what they want to stop, I don't know what they want to keep. I just want my games. I just want the things I paid for, I want them there. I don't care if you stop the multiplayer. If you stop only the multiplayer modes, which are very few and kinda boring, I don't care about that. But if you take single player DLCs, single player expansions, single player story away from us, then I want my money back. Full price. And soon, please. Thank you Thanks for watching the video. If you want to support the channel, you know what to do, and bye bye.